Hello, you are most welcome. I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. Today we shall be looking at relative density. The relative density is defined as the ratio of the density of a substance to the density of equal volume of water. And from that definition, we shall have the formula for relative density as the density of a substance over density of equal volume of water. However, since density of water is constant and given by 1 gram per cubic centimeter or 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter, therefore we can express mass in terms of density and volume, since the density of water is known. Using the formula density equals to mass over volume, therefore, since the density of water is known to be a constant, therefore, that means that we can get relative density as mass of the substance over mass of equal volume of water. Similarly, mass is constant for a given substance, and we can get weight as mass times acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, we can also express and define relative density in terms of weight. That is, relative density equals to weight of a substance over weight of equal volume of water. And we can define relative density as the ratio of the weight of a substance to the weight of equal volume of water, or we can also define it using mass. That will be the ratio of mass of a substance to the mass of equal volume of water. So those are the three ways of defining and obtaining relative density of a substance. We can use density, we can use mass, we can use weight. Otherwise, since relative density is a ratio of the same quantities, therefore, it has no units. Why? Because the units will cancel out. Since it is a ratio of the same quantities, when you get density over density, the units cancel out. Mass over mass, the kilograms cancel out. Weight over weight, the Newton is cancel out. Hence, leaving us with a dimensionless or unitless relative density. After looking at what relative density is and how we obtain relative density, let us look at determination of relative density of a liquid and a solid. Let us start with determination of relative density of a liquid. When determining relative density of a liquid, we shall use the formula of mass of the liquid over mass of equal volume of water. And therefore, that means that we shall have to get the mass of the liquid and the mass of equal volume of water. And for us to obtain equal volume of water, we shall use the we shall use the density bottle, whereby the procedures are: we shall measure the mass of an empty dry clean density bottle with its stopper and note that mass as m0. We also measure the mass of the density bottle with its stopper but filled with the liquid and note that mass as m2. After that, we remove the liquid and rinse the density bottle and fill it with water, so that we use the same density bottle so that we obtain equal volumes of water equivalent to that of the liquid. That's why we first fill the density bottle with the liquid. We note the mass. We fill the same density bottle with the water. We note the mass, so that we obtain equal volumes of both the liquid and the water. So we shall measure the mass of density bottle with its stopper, this time round filled with water, and note that as M1. The steps or procedures are quite simple. 1. You measure the mass of a dry, clean, empty density bottle with its stopper. Call it M0. Then you fill the density bottle with the liquid and measure the new mass with its stopper on and let it be M2. After that, you remove the liquid, rinse the density bottle and fill it with water and replace its stopper. You measure the mass of the density bottle with its stopper filled with water and denote it as M1. And therefore, from our formula, which says mass of a substance over mass of equal volume of water, this time around it will be mass of a liquid over mass of equal volume of water. And hence, mass of a liquid will be the mass of the liquid plus density bottle, that is M2, minus the mass of empty density bottle, hence giving us the mass of liquid as M2 minus M0, where M2 is mass of density bottle plus liquid and M0 is mass of empty density bottle over the mass of equal volume of water. The mass of equal volume of water is given by mass of density bottle plus water, that is M1, minus the mass of empty density bottle, M0. Hence, M2 minus M0 over M1 minus M0 gives us the relative density of the liquid. Otherwise, let us look at how we get the relative density of a solid. For the relative density of a solid, we shall determine this by weighing the solid in air and when immersed in water. We know that the solid immersed in water displaces an amount of water equal to its volume. And therefore, we shall first weigh the solid in air and get the weight in air as WA. Then we immerse this solid in water and we get the weight in water as W. This is weight in air, this is weight in water. Then after, we shall have relative density as weight in air over the apparent weight, which is weight in air minus weight in water. That is how we get relative density of a solid. So let us look at calculations on relative density. We have a question which says, a density bottle was used to measure the density of mercury, and the following measurements were taken. 1, we have the mass of empty bottle, which is 20. We have the mass of bottle filled with mercury. We have mass of bottle filled with water. They want us to calculate the relative density and the density of mercury. So we've seen that relative density equals to mass. Now it will be mass of mercury over the mass of equal volume of water. So the mass of mercury will be given by mass of density bottle plus mercury, which is 360, minus the mass of empty bottle, which is 20. This is in grams, over the mass of equal volume of water is given by mass of bottle full of water, which is 45, minus mass of empty bottle, which is 20. Hence giving us relative density as 360 minus 20, which is 340, over 45 minus 20, which gives us 25. Then to will cancel out. Hence giving us relative density as 340 divided by 25 gives us 13.6. So that is relative density. So after getting the relative density of mercury, we now get density of mercury. How do we do this? We've seen earlier that the relative density is given by density of mercury over density of equal volume of water. Hence, the density of water is known as 1 grams per cubic centimeter, or 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter. Therefore, the density of mercury will be given by the relative density of mercury times the density of water. Hence, giving us density of mercury as relative density, which is 13.6 times the density of water, which is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Hence, giving us 13.6 grams per cubic centimeter. That is the density of mercury. So, when given the relative density of a substance, we can easily find its density by multiplying its relative density by the density of water. Otherwise, that has been relative density. We meet next time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button such that whenever we have a new video, you please learn with us. Otherwise, we make your learning convenient